Hello, you're watching VNA News and now highlights.
The 13th meeting of the 11-party Central Committee concludes. Vietnam makes substantial progress in childcare. Experts warn of imbalanced housing development.
The 13th meeting of the 11th Party Central Committee concluded in Hanoi on December 21st after 8 days of sitting. Our reporters will bring more details.
Addressing the closing ceremony, Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng stated that delegates discussed, contributed ideas and adopted documents to be submitted to the 12th National Party Congress. He said these documents frankly evaluated the implementation of the resolution of the 11th National Party Congress and pointed out outcomes, shortcomings, as well as reasons and lessons. The documents also analyzed and focused the situations of the world and the country in the years to come, and defined the goals, directions, tasks and solutions to step up the renewal process in order to ensure the nation's rapid and sustainable development. In regard to the leadership of the 11th Party Central Committee, the delegates held that the Party Central Committee, Political Bureau and Secretariat have promptly and flexibly adjusted the instruction and management, with a priority placed on retaining inflation, stabilizing the macroeconomy, maintaining a proper growth rate and ensuring social security. Due attention has been paid to the party and political system building, while the party's leadership and combat capacity has been strengthened. The delegates deliberated and unanimously endorsed the list of members of the 11th Party Central Committee, who will run for seats in the 12th Party Central Committee. They also voted on the list of eligible candidates for the Political Bureau, Secretariat, and the Party Central Committee's Commission for Inspection of the 12th tenure.
Vietnam has made substantial progress in the childcare petition of the past 2.5 decades, held a ceremony in Hanoi marking 25 years of Vietnam's ratification of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child.
The Ministry of Labour, Invalids and Social Affairs said Vietnam ratified the convention in 1990, becoming the first in Asia and the second in the world to approve the convention fully. Vietnam has continually paid attention to ensuring children's rights in laws, policies and reality. The Law on Child Protection, Care and Education, approved by the National Assembly in 1991 and amended in 2004 and 2015, along with the revision to other related codes and laws, has aligned the domestic law system with the Convention. The country has worked hard to build a safe and healthy living environment for all children and to promote the implementation of children's right to participation. The country has also carried out 3 national action programs targeting children during period between 1991 and 2020. As a result, 90% of Vietnamese children have been vaccinated against 6 dangerous diseases under the Universal Immunization Program. The under-5 mortality and malnutrition rates were cut down considerably, while a majority of children of school age have attended school.
A festival aiming to encourage innovative ideas among young people across the country took place in Hanoi. We went along to take a look. 36 outstanding works of the 225 entries from 46 cities and provinces were honored at the National Youth Creativity Festival on December 20th. The projects are of high quality and relevant to socio-economic development. Awards were also presented to 6 individuals and 16 products for energy-saving ideas. The festival was the 8th of its kind, held by the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union. It aims to encourage youngsters' creativity in researching, improving production efficiency, and applying science and advanced technology to life. Export of wood and wooden products are forecast to enjoy a year-on-year rise of 10% to $7.7 billion in 2016, largely thanks to opportunities offered by the formation of the ASEAN Economic Community at the end of this year.
According to the Wood and Forestry Product Association, export revenue from wood and wooden furniture posted $5.8 billion in the first 11 months of 2015. In December alone, the figure is expected to reach $1.2 billion, bringing the annual amount to $7 billion. Vietnam is among world's prestigious wood and wooden furniture exporters, as its firms have 20 years of experience in the field. The establishment of the ASEAN Economic Community on December 31, 2015, will facilitate trade among the bloc's wood exporters. Besides focus on traditional markets like the US, Asia, and the EU, the industry is looking to new markets in Eastern Europe and the Middle East.
Since the law on enterprise came into force on July the 1st, as many as 41,000 businesses have been established, up 30% year-on-year. The figure for the whole year is expected to hit a record high of 94,000 enterprises. The Ministry of Planning and Investment expects that the total amount of newly registered capital will reach $23.7 billion in 2015, up 38% against last year. Besides the soaring number of startup enterprises, a large number of businesses registered to increase charter capital to around $32.6 billion. The new firms created 1.3 million jobs, a year-on-year rise of 33%. However, as many as 62,000 businesses had to halt operations in the reviewed period due to difficulties, up 21% year-on-year. Amid the recovery of the real estate market, experts have rung early alarm bells about the risk of supply and demand imbalance by the recent boom in high-end housing projects. More details coming up next.
Đặng Hùng Võ, a real estate expert, said at a recent workshop that the Vietnam property market was still witnessing unbalanced development, as developers are focusing on high-end housing rather than affordably priced apartments. He estimated that between 2016 and 2018, the market would receive nearly 80,000 housing units, 70% of which would be in the luxury segment. This would be a problem, considering the country's high demand for housing for low-income owners. The Ministry of Construction forecasts that Vietnam would need around 1 million square meters of housing space for low-income owners, but the current supply was only around 10,000 units per year. The low-price housing segment supported the revival of the property market in 2013 and 2014 from a protracted downturn, but was now seemingly neglected by a number of property developers due to eclipsed profits. Nevertheless, high-end properties appeared to be the most attractive destination for investments in 2014. High-end property purchases were aimed at not only those who were seeking high-quality living standards, but also at those who were hunting for profitable investments. In cashing on the trend, during the recent months, property developers rushed to release sales of many luxury housing projects highlighted by ideal living environments and guaranteed profits, especially in big cities. According to the Ministry of Construction, the bottleneck in the property market was a supply and demand imbalance. And to tackle the problem, developing affordable housing projects was a cost solution.
Vietnamese enterprises operating in the agricultural sector have 2 years left to restructure and improve their competitive edge after the country has signed trade deals with big economies across the world. We have more details in the following report. This year, Vietnam signed and concluded negotiations on 4 significant pacts with big markets, including the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, the Free Trade Agreements with the EU, the Euro-Asian Economic Union, and the Republic of Korea. The Multilateral Trade Policies Department under the Vietnamese Ministry of Industry and Trade reported that domestic businesses in the agricultural sector, especially in livestock breeding, will be most vulnerable to the effects of the trade deals. Particularly, Vietnam could access leading partners such as the EU, Japan, and the Republic of Korea. However, the opportunities could only be obtained if Vietnam meets the requirements of origin in the agricultural and garment textile sectors. The trade agreements which Vietnam has signed will be an opportunity for the Southeast Asian country to improve mechanisms as well as enhance transparency. Recent statistics show that around 75% of local businesses to date did not have knowledge about the free trade agreements. In the context of Vietnam's deep integration into the world economy, the advantages domestic enterprises could earn from the trade deals depend on how much time and attention they give to the pacts. Nearly 750 radio devices designed to keep contact with the mainland have been offered to fishermen in 24 coastal localities nationwide at a ceremony held in the central province of Bình Thuận on December 21st.
This is part of the program is Sea Connectivity, initiated by the Ministry of Information and Communications, the Voice of Vietnam, and the Vietnam Television. It has raised over $418 and 50 sets of radio devices so far. The charitable activity is to support seamen in keeping close watch on the weather, enabling them to contact the mainland as needed during offshore fishing operations. Previously, the program gave 25 Sea Gateway and 25 ICOM devices worth nearly $34,000 to fishermen in the provinces of Quảng Ninh and Quảng Nam and Da Nang City.
Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City authorities will strictly inspect large food production and processing establishments in the coming time to prevent food poisoning as well as safeguard public health during the Tet holidays and festivals. More details coming up next. The inspections will focus on facilities producing, processing and trading goods that are mainly used during Tet holidays and festivals, such as meat products, beverages, alcoholic drinks, and confectionery. Inspection teams will be established to check food safety and hygiene at production plants and service facilities, as well as the use of plant protection drugs at vegetable growing areas. Any facilities that violate regulations and their locations must be publicized, especially those importing unhygienic food, expired food, or food without stamps. Food safety and hygiene in the two major cities is still a serious issue, with a large amount of unsafe meat and vegetables available in the supermarkets, shopping malls, and flea markets. The latest findings in a relic site in the northern province of Thái Bình, believed to be the Lo Giang Palace, built during the Chen dynasty in the 13th century, has been announced recently. Now let's take a look.
The findings were made during the second excavation of the relic site at Thái Lăng Temple in Hưng Hà district from mid-November this year. A number of architectural vestiges, including pillar foundations, brickyards, dragon-headed statues, tiles, and potteries were found. Architectural materials of the Lê Trung Hưng 16th to 18th century and Nguyễn 19th to 20th century dynasties were also unearthed. The discovery is expected to help serve the research of and the establishment of scientific documents on relic sites under the Chen dynasty. Lo Giang was said to be one of the biggest palaces of the Chen dynasty. It was located at an important position connecting Thái Bình, Nam Định provinces and Hanoi. However, it was destroyed long ago and its exact location as well as its architecture and scale remain a mystery.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us and goodbye for now.